Hey everyone, Joana here. So I'm now starting a new series, which is about deciding on a word that I will become aware of, and I will live this word for 1 week and see how my relationship to the word really exists and how to change it. And the word this week is focus. But before I will explain why I chose this word and how I will investigate my living is why do we choose words? And this is something that I became aware of through the School of Ultimate Living. And it is how our world is made of words. Our relationship to the words we speak, the words we think, the words we write. And basically our life is that accumulation of all the words and the definitions that we give to them. So if I have a specific relationship to a word and I will leave that, then how much am I missing if that word had a different definition that is actually more supportive? So it's really cool to now shift my focus into becoming aware of the words that I accepted in me, the meanings, and how I can redefine words to be supportive, to support me in my self-honesty and my expression and my potential here. So I chose the word focus for this week because I have been realizing, and also based on this the vlogging challenge that I just finished, that my mind tends to shift attention very quickly. It's like I start a project and after that my mind goes other places and deviates, and I look into my life and I see how this has been like a common situation, and that it just shows that I haven't yet redefined the word focus for myself and actually live that word for me to support me. And I can see the benefits of dedicating myself fully to something, because that will create this groundness, this stability that sometimes it just misses because I am all over the place and I have lots of different thoughts, projects starting here, there, even like in my communication, I start talking about one thing and it goes to the next, and that doesn't support me in expressing myself, but also to have more of a structure in my life. So now that I chose this word focus, I was looking into the meaning of it and how I can basically redefine that to support me in my day-to-day life. And so it's funny that, when we have a camera, the focus assists us to see it clearly instead of being blurry. So that is my experience now when I think of that word focus, is what do I need to do to adjust that lens within me, to see things clearly as how they are, to see reality, to even see myself. And the ways that this is affecting me is, for instance, when I'm looking at a point, like something that happened in my life and I'm investigating, I start writing about it, and then immediately I start bringing like other memories, other situations, and then I lose track of where I was going. And the point that was there that I had the opportunity to investigate is just got missed because of all the other things that I start seeing and associating with. So what I will do is, whenever I see now my mind going into lots of different places, lots of different memories, associations, I will force myself to slow down, to breathe, to remind me, okay, where was I? What was I doing? Where is my attention? And then bring it back to myself. And this will happen when I'm writing, when I'm speaking, whatever I'm doing, like a decision that I take, that I do commit myself to do it fully. And even if like there's this an idea, something else to start, or an emotion that pops up and says like, oh, let's look into that, I will really support myself to not go there, to create this new discipline within myself, which is to focus, to fully dedicate myself to that task, to that conversation, to what I am doing. So the ways that the fact that this word hasn't been really lived by me, how this has affected me. So I can see it in my decision making. So many times that I have decided on something, and then the next day I choose something else, and then the other day, and it just doesn't create a stability and a reference that I can trust within me. And I remember when I was choosing the topic for my thesis, it was changing like every week, and I had to force myself to focus on one topic for like a couple of months, and it wasn't easy. So I think it just takes a bit of practice to recreate that focus within me. Then other ways is like emotional decisions, like those snap decisions, because something just feels good and I just do it, or just shifting my attention because something is easier, and that is another way that allowing myself to get distracted is not supportive, and I have damaged certain relationships because of it. So this is going to be something to be focused on now. And also walking my process, like whenever I'm writing a point and I'm into it, and then my mind brings me something else, and I just don't investigate that point fully, and I don't perhaps look so much into the self-correction. So I am limiting myself, my awareness in relation to that point, and then therefore limiting my ability to change it. So this is really cool to now become aware of, and I'll see how this week goes and how things will change. Today, as I was already doing it, I could see so many great things, like when I was in yoga, and I was seeing my mind going somewhere else, and I was now bring focus back to my yoga mat, to my breathing, to my body, and that was really good, great real-time application. And as I was walking on the street, I also thought, like, imagine if you're not focused when you're driving, like how much consequence one can create because you're doing something else while you're driving and it's just not working. So that's another thing. Or even at work, like really fully focus into something, and even if it's a hard task or something that requires more time, is just like accepting it. That's my focus. That's where my commitment is, so that there I finish that and I can start something else, and I will apply the same focus, the same principle in everything I do. Cool. So I now need to focus in something else. But it's been great to share this, and I will, it's going to be fun. So I will also place some links in my description about the soul, where you also find really cool support on how you can also walk this process of redefining words for yourself and leave those words for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.